right, so now it says we're live. So let's try this again.
We're good.
We're good now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's yeah,
Yeah, we should, dog. Let's get it.
yeah. But yeah,
All
so
right.
like I was saying, it's like it's not that
It's
my
funny.
mentality is not like I need a man because my mentality is that I have a job to do. That's my mindset. But if one came along, I wouldn't reject it. So if there was a man to, help, great. At this present time, there's not. So, you know, so yeah.
And WT Funk, if you want to speak to Tammy, please jump in the panel, say whatever you need to say. All right, she right here. Say what you got to say. Now we're gonna go to Sharabi
I have a
Chicago
question.
and then Queen. Oh, go ahead, Sharabi. Go ahead, Sharabi. Do you think? Yes.
I have I have a question. Do you and then I have a question. Do you believe that your mindset is possibly blocking the opportunity of a man potentially approaching?
No, no, just
No, you don't
because,
think so?
no, because I'm very open to somebody coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have this block of like, even though my mindset is like, this is my focus as far as my career, my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
um, that I feel like it has to be my focus because right now there is no other thing. So, I mean, I would happily welcome somebody like, if somebody came along and everything was, great. Oh, I'm perfectly open to that. No problem. Um, so yeah, so my mindset is more like, and I don't know, I think me having that mindset allows me to not get upset about certain things, about like the fact that I'm a single parent. I don't look at it as a negative. I look at it as like, my daughter, she has to be taken care of. And whether he's gonna do what he needs to or not, she still needs what she needs. So I think about like I need to go to do my career. I need to pay my bills, make sure my daughter's taken care of. But in the midst of that, somebody comes along. Oh, I'm very open for that. Absolutely. I have no problem with that. So yeah. So I don't know if that makes it where my mindset is not I need a man for something. Um, I feel like if one was there, I would absolutely need him. If one was there, I would absolutely need him. But if there's not one there, then I'm not thinking about I need him. It's more of like I need to take care of this and take care of this. So I guess that's where my mind is that if one comes along, he wouldn't be pushed away. He wouldn't be rejected or anything like that. He would feel like he's needed because I would make sure he feels like he's needed.
First
I would
Lady Tammy,
absolutely
hold the
welcome the
phone.
role to be taken off.
Hold
Yes.
the phone, First
I
Lady Tammy.
guess.
Sheree, hold the
Oh,
phone, Sheree. Hold on, sister. We got
okay.
WT Funk here. WT Funk got some stuff to say to First Lady Tammy. What's on with WT Funk? What's up, brother? Good to see you, man.
How you guys doing? I was making videos for these parties, and she took me all out my element. So I
Mm.
had to call.
Talk to her, man. She here.
But before we do this, I don't know if you can do it. If there's any way that you can record what just happened on the YouTube, because that was the funniest shit ever. I don't know if you can go there and if you can go back and get a recording of the glitching like it was. It sounded like a song. Like it was like I don't need to. I said I don't need to take a load off. Take a load off. Take a load off.
That's hilarious.
Take a
That's
load
what she
off.
said.
Take a load. And it was it was. But it wasn't just that part. It was like that whole sentence. It was like it was like a song. And I was just like, yo. And I was like, I'm on my phone. I was going to try to record it, but I couldn't. And I was like, shit, that would have been an epic. Like, because the whole lead up was kind of, I don't need, and then it just started glitching in the most perfect way. If you can get that, please upload it. It's
Oh, we
pure
gonna clip that. We
comedy.
gonna clip that. We definitely gonna clip that. We got it. Thank you, brother. Thank you. But go ahead,
Okay.
talk to her, man. She's right here. Tammy's right here. Go and talk to First Lady Tammy, WT Phone.
How you
Come on,
doing,
brother.
Tammy? Tammy, you look
So
amazing. How you doing today? I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm being
how are
nice.
you?
I'm not gonna just jump in.
No,
Like,
you're
you
good.
doing all right?
You're good.
Okay, all right. Were you raised with a single mother?
Yes.
Okay.
Not
Do you
well.
want your
So
daughter to?
you said what?
Do you want your daughter to also be a single mother?
That's not my plan for her.
It's just, is that what do you want? Do you want her to have a single mother lifestyle, or do you want her to probably have a husband and at a fairly early age and start a family?
I'd like her to have a husband at whatever age she's supposed to.
What age do you think that should be?
I only say it because I don't want. When I think of an early age, I think of like 19, 20, that early. And I want that if she wants to focus on school and getting school done, I want to make sure that that's what she wants. But if that's not what she wants, and she finds someone that, like, it's whatever her path is.
It's
So
just
if
whatever,
she,
right? It's not a big deal. It's just
yeah,
whatever. It's not a
so
priority, correct?
you said what?
Is a man ever going to be the priority for any of the Black women majority in our community, or is it just going to be the minority that kind of see having a man as a important thing in life, or is it just kind of a thing to have?
Is a man a thing to
Are we a
have?
priority? Are we are we a priority?
Of course, you guys are a priority.
Then, if that's the case, don't you think it would maybe be
Mhm.
beneficial to breaking the habit and have a man so your daughter sees you in a household with a man so that she wants to
Well,
pattern herself after that?
so that takes a successful relationship for that to happen. And so if that hasn't happened, then I mean, so that's the thing, is like it takes
Yeah,
a
just whatever,
successful
right?
relationship for that to happen. No, it's not about it being whatever, because that's not to say that that's not something I would not desire to have.
The way you spoke that all up made it seem like it was just whatever. It didn't seem like there was any
No,
type
it's
of want of a man. It just felt like it was a convenience, if anything,
no,
but
it's
not a
not about
want.
it being. So it's not about it
If
being convenience. It's just a matter of I can't have my mindset, because I have, like I said, I have a job to do, and I can't have my mindset on, oh, I need to have a man. I need to have a
you
man,
don't think maybe
because
your job should be to break the cycle?
I mean
You don't think your
that'd be
job should be to
nice,
break the
but
cycle?
it takes, for a relationship to work, it takes two people. It can't just be a one person thing. For a relationship to work, it takes
I
both him
understand
and
that, but it
her.
takes two people.
It does. So I mean,
Okay.
as much as I may want something, and I can make it work on my end, it has to work on both ends in order for it to be successful. So
Sister, do you
having
think
that
that
would
your
be nice.
baby's father wanted to stay, or do you think he wanted to go?
So there were certain things about his character that made it where it wasn't a safe situation for that to continue.
Okay.
So
His
even if
character
that
said it
person
wasn't a
wanted
safe
to,
situation, so he had to go.
pretty much, yeah.
Does he
So
look
even if
good?
there was a desire
Does
from
he
that
look good?
person, you said what? What did you say?
Does he look good?
Yeah, he does.
Does he look good? Why'd you have a
Yes, he
child
does.
with him?
You said why?
Why did you have a child with him? Yes.
Because at the time, you know, that's what happened. So,
No, I
and
don't know.
that's the thing is that when I found out that my daughter was coming, I'll say, there were things about his character that I didn't really care for, and made it not a safe space. I'm trying to choose my words wisely because she's like in earshot. So yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Go
Okay,
watch TV.
so
Go watch
fine.
TV.
Not me
Bye.
getting your business, but at the same time, this is how the cycle continues. This really is, and everything that
Yeah.
you've said before the awesome computer glitch. It doesn't matter how educated our women are or how lower class our women are. They have the same blueprint. You all are continuing the cycle because you do not see men as a priority, probably because you
I
didn't
never
have
said
men
that.
in the house. Everyone speaks about how having a man. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I said I never said that. Like I said,
No,
in
please.
order for a relationship to work, it
You
takes
don't
two
have to
people.
say it exactly with
So,
words, sister. It's about the things that you say without saying it.
well, I mean,
Anyone that
but a
heard you
relationship,
speaking will
it takes two people for a relationship to work. So, I mean, there's only so much that I can
I
do
swear to God, you
in
all
order to break a
have the
cycle.
same bullet
So,
points for your excuses. That's the same thing that every woman says. Do you
but it
honestly
does
think
take
that
two
that
people
man
for a relationship to work.
did he want a child with you? Did he
You
want a
said
child
what?
with you?
What did you say?
Did he want a child with you?
Yes.
Did he want a child with you?
Yes.
Okay, so why could you guys not figure out a way to either one, make it work, or do you think that maybe you were a little bit pushy in the relationship?
Well, I mean, considering the fact that there was a threatening situation, yeah, it wasn't going to work. So yeah, that wasn't going to work. So and it was
Do
so it
you
wasn't about
think
being
that you were
pushy.
pushy in the relationship?
I don't think so. Like I
I'm
said,
just
it was a
asking you a
threatening
question. Do you think
situation.
that you were pushy in the relationship?
No, because I'm not a pushy kind of person. So
You're
I
still
don't.
not. Do you think that you pushed him to that situation?
Oh, absolutely not.
Do you think that you pushed him to that?
Absolutely not.
Just absolutely not. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were just completely innocent in this, and this man just put you in all kind of situation, and you escaped. Congratulations. So now the next step is maybe you trying to find another man, correct? Or you think that now it's just, my daughter will be fine. She'll probably just do the exact same thing that I did because it's the exact same thing that my mother
So I've
did.
never
And
said that.
I'm
I
willing to
never
bet
thought
that's
like
probably the
that.
exact same thing that your mother had to go through.
No. But
You don't
But
have
what
to
you just
say it,
but
sister.
what you
It's
just
in you.
said.
You have to
What you
figure out a
just
way to how to
said.
reprogram.
But
Okay.
but that's the thing. You said just because something is in me doesn't necessarily mean that's the way it's going to go. I mean, that'd be like saying that the way that I was raised is the way I'm going to raise my daughter
That's
because that's in me.
exactly what it means.
No,
That's
it's not.
exactly what it
No, it's
means.
not. No, it's
Just
not.
because something's
Just,
in you
just
doesn't mean that's
because
the way it's
just
going to go.
because
That's
something is
exactly
in
what that
you,
means.
just because something is in you doesn't
Then,
mean
okay.
that you're going to make it. You're going to do the
That's
same
how
thing. You can do
programming
something
works.
differently. So even though something's in you, it means you're going to do the exact same thing. It means you can't do something different. Because that's what you're saying. You're
There's
saying
anomalies,
that's
but
in
if you
you,
look at the
and you're going to do
majority
the
of
same thing.
the culture, then yes, when something's in you, that's what it's going to be. Yes, you can point
So
to an anomaly,
you can make a
but
different
the
choice,
majority of our
correct?
culture has done what you're talking about
And you can do something different, correct?
over and over and over again, constantly.
But you can do something different, correct? And then he's gone. Like that's the thing is that just because something's in you doesn't mean that's what you're exactly going to do. Like the way I raised my daughter, I raised her the way I was raised, I raised her completely different. So to say something's in you and that's what you're going to do, I mean, that's a bullshit thing to say, excuse my language, because that's like saying that you can't do it something different. You can't make a different choice. That it's in you and you're going to do the exact same thing. And that's just not the case. So I just don't believe that if something's in you that you're going to do the exact same thing. I mean, it's a possibility, but you have to make a choice to do something different. Now, if you don't choose to do something different, then yeah, you're going to follow the same thing, but you have to make a choice to do something different.
Okay. So can you guys hear me real quick? Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I had like a lot of technical issues, right? Especially after when the YouTube had crashed for a little bit. So I had to make sure like everything is, stable at this point. So
M3, we good. Listen. We good. M3, we good. Look, WT Funk is back. They have. Oh, he's gone again. Dang it.
No. Yeah, his internet. Because remember, his internet's from Germany, so sometimes it cuts in and out and all that. So I did kind of miss like the first part argument. So I'll have to go to the replay for myself. So my bad,
Okay.
everybody.
Okay, we got to go to Sheree. We got to go to Sheree. We got to go to Sheree.
Okay, so after Sheree, then I got to get to Colin.
Oh no, we got to go to Sheree, then Queen, then Colin. Because the women are answering. Yeah, the women are answering the question about they don't need a man. So yeah, go ahead, Sheree.
All right. I think it was very interesting. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names, but you in the black t-shirt.
I got you.
Your name? Okay, there we go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, when you take the can't. Yeah, okay. All right. Ebony. Think Ebony made a very point, because the first thing when you asked that question, the first thing I was gonna say, if you don't need a man, you don't need a child. That was the very first thing that came to my mind. Wow. And that's what I was gonna say, because I mean it takes two. A child needs a balance, and men and women are a balance. I actually necklace of a yin and yang, and I think that it makes absolutely, like she said, biology alone we physically fit, so we don't even that's just surface before you even get to all the other good stuff, right? So she made a lot of great points with that. I really felt I had nothing to say. I really just had I wanted to kind of let Tammy know the point of why I was asking what I was asking, because when you guys ask the difference between needing and wanting a man, I think that's something that sometimes women don't tend to remember, is that men need to feel needed. So if you don't make them feel needed, they're not going to need to be in your space. You know? So that's why the question was, I was forming that question, because I'm like, you could potentially, because you're so focused on the things that you need, which those are things that are needed. This, of course, your child. I mean, I'm not gonna act like that's not their needs are important. However, the other needs that I think was it WTF or WTP? WTP. Okay.
WT Funk.
WT Funk. All right. WT Funk. I think the points he was trying to make is just understanding the dynamic of cycles. Though I grew up in a single parent home as well, and none of my mother's children have children. She has 4 children. None of us, and our ages range from 21 to 31, and not one of us have children. And I think some of that is because we saw how tough it was for her to raise us as a single parent. All of us wanted to make sure that we are in a stable situation before having children. So I do understand what you're saying with that. However, I do believe that my ability of understanding what it takes to be in a relationship was very tough for me in my 20s. I have a better understanding now, but was tough because I did not see that dynamic. So it still does bring issues, even if that may don't pick that up, because I did not pick up being a single parent from my mother, but not knowing what to do in a relationship, I did. So therefore, there's things that may not be something that you're necessarily thinking about, and because you're thinking about her needs to a point of not understanding your needs as well. So sometimes single mothers do that, and I think that's tough as well, because I watched my mother have needs and she didn't take care of them because she was putting us first, and which is fine, but there's certain things that I wish I would have seen in the house. I did get the opportunity to see it, which is why I have the knowledge I have now, but I wish I saw it in the house. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I do agree with what you're saying, as far as like, as a parent, like, you put your child's needs and then you don't think about what your needs are. So I definitely agree with you on what you're saying. So yeah, so I agree with what you're saying. And then so I can see what you're saying, as far as like, because my focus is where it is, I make it seem like there's someone that's not needed to come along. So I can see what you're saying. And it's interesting because that's not what I want to put out there. But it's almost like I feel like I have to have that focus. I can't not have it, if that makes sense. I feel like I have to have that focus, because I almost feel like I don't have a choice but to have that focus, because of where my life is. So and that's like a lot of times why I say, like, being a single parent isn't hard, because my mindset is, it's not hard because it has to be done. So I can't think of it as hard because it has to be done. So whether it's hard or easy, it has to be taken care of anyway. Just like bills have to be paid. So yeah, work might not be fun. Well, for me it is, but work for most people might be fun, but bills have to be paid. So, see, I can see where your thinking is. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess it's like I was like you said, that's a need. So your mind is necessity.
Yeah.
But a man needs to feel that necessity. So that's a push. You're pushing. I believe you're possibly pushing men, and without noticing it because of your focus on other needs opposed to others. You get what I'm saying? So you could be doing it subliminally.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
Well, and then I mean, because I see what you're saying, and like even like with dating, like so I see what you're saying though. I see what you're saying because in me making sure that my attention is on her, my attention is taken off of me. But it's like I don't know. It's weird because I don't want to take my attention, and it's interesting because like even if I go on a date, sometimes I feel I shouldn't because she needs to be taken care of. So she's always at the front of my mind, like I have to do for her. Like even when I first had her, I would never buy myself anything because I felt like I wasn't allowed to because I had to make sure she had what she had. And the money I had was to take care of needs, and she's the biggest need. Like her needs are more important than it's almost like it's weird because I almost feel like her needs are more important than mine. And I'm content, but I think that's just something I have to work on just in general with me, just because with people that I care about, I'm always making sure their needs are taken care of. And so I get my happiness with knowing that their needs, for me, their needs are taken care of. And I don't take the time to make sure that it's reciprocated just because I get my satisfaction that everybody around me is taken care of. So as long as that's done, I'm cool and content. But in the meantime, I don't look at like, okay, is Tammy getting what she needs kind of thing. So yeah.
I have a question for you. Do you have any women in your circle who may have been single parents at one point and then got married?
I have to think. I mean, because I know a lot of married couples. So I'd have to think if they were single parents. Because I have a lot of married couples that I talk to all the time. Which is one thing I will say, that even though I didn't grow up in a household with both parents, I always talk to married couples that they have that dynamic. So I don't have the mentality that I never saw it, so it's not possible. So yeah, so I'd have to like do some research. Yeah, I'd have to really think because, like I said, there's a lot of married couples that I know. I just have to think if they're. I think there's, off the top of my head, there's one I know. Okay. But if I think about it, there's actually a couple. Okay. There's a couple. But most of the married couples that I know, they've been married for at least 15 or more years. So they've been married for a very, very long time. So.
And I'm just wondering, because like I said, even though I grew up in a single home, my ideas for marriage is because I was still surrounded by married folks. So that's why in your situation, like some of the married family that I am thinking of, they had a child prior and now they're married and been married for 20 plus years. So it can happen. It's just whether or not you open yourself even for it before it even gets there. And I think that your needs, you being your best, is allowing yourself to give your daughter her best. Yeah. So I just want you to really think about it.
Yeah. But that's the thing is, like, I know I'm going to be married at some point. Like, I tell people I know I'm going to be married, and they're like, I am. I just know. Like, I know I'm not meant to be single. I know I'm meant to be married. So even my mindset is that I know I'm meant to be married. The person I'm meant to marry, we just haven't found each other yet. And it could be a matter of I'm ready, but he's not. So I know it's going to happen one day.
I'll be ready.
Huh?
Just I don't think you're ready just yet. Just
right, but that's the thing is like sometimes one person's ready, but the other person is not. So that's the thing is like I know it's going to happen at some point. Of course, I don't know when, but I know one day it will. So my mindset is not like I hope. It's more of that it will happen. Not that it might happen, but it will happen. So yeah. So I mean, I'm very open for that. No problem. So yeah. But I do appreciate everything you're saying though. So thank you.
Okay. As optimistic as I usually am, right? I always do challenge these type of statements because unfortunately I'm not God, so I can't like just be like, yeah, you will. What makes you sure or confident that you will be married someday? And if you have a prediction, what year how old you think you'll be when you finally find Mr. Right or Mr. Perfect, as they say, and then tie the knot?
So the thing is, so that's things like I don't know the date, I don't know when. It's just so for me, there's certain things that I just know. Like for instance, being a teacher. Like I knew I was going to be a teacher since I was 5 years old, and I am. And so there, like even being a mom, I always knew I was going to be a mom. So for me, is that there are certain things I just know. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know with who. I just know it will one day. I don't know how old I'm going to be. I don't know how old he will be. I don't know the date or anything like that. But that's the thing is like, I never say if I get married, I always say when, because I know one day, like I can't predict the day. I mean, I don't know when it's going to happen. I know it will. I just don't know when. So I can't say why I know. I just know. So I'm confident in that. I just know.
All right, let me read this real quick. Cause now you got the chat going at it, Tammy. But Lana Thrasher says, "K Marion, I'm just confused. It wounds like Tammy is getting guff over a dude who was violent for not staying with him. And cool, you never left. You got quiet. I wasn't sure if you survived the stream crash. Okay, hold on for a second. Teachers are the worst. Hey, my wife's a teacher.
Teachers might be the worst to him because he never had a good one. Just saying.
Okay, but marriage is not the priority. Let's see. Thanks for checking on me. I'm having a hard time finding the words. Everything, and the men hate to even be around that mom energy. I see Kris shaking her head. I'm gonna get to you, Kris, for a second, right? Sorry, sounds, not wounds. Oh, okay, sounds. That's what he's trying to say.
What's the question?
Wait, hold on for me, Queen. Well, we kind of went way left real quick, but Kris, I got to ask you something because I know, like, it seemed like you wanted to say something. Wow. I saw you like shaking your head back and forth though. So
yeah, I forgot you guys could see me like reacting like crazy over here. So I don't think What the Funk was. He was right about the cycle, but he wasn't right about which cycle. I think, and sorry, Miss Tammy, if this offends you. I apologize in advance. I think the cycle that needs to be broken, that Miss Tammy could have fallen in, is this idea that as a mom, men are kind of seen as disposable. And I was raised like this, like the man will not be there if he doesn't want to, and be prepared if he's not. Because no matter what, you're the mom. Like my mom had been telling me this since I was young. The same with my sisters. If he leaves, you're still a mom, you gotta do what you have to do. And it puts you immediately in this mode of survival. That's what she's in. You're in survival mode, and it's actually, and this is where I get kind of frustrated with the manosphere, is that they're like, they think of women have to do certain things in order to be masculine, like they don't wear their makeup or their hair is not the way they want them to look, and that's masculine. But what's masculine is the energy. It's the need to get something done. And that's the mentality that Miss Tammy has, that she just has to get something done, get the job done. She's just trying to help her child survive and get through the world. And the thing is that if she takes her mind off of that, her energy is literally telling her that if she takes her mind off of it, either she will die or her child will. Like it's literally like this constant anxiety. You know, like the minute she loses focus, something bad's going to happen. And that survival mode is where I think a lot of moms fall into. And what sucks is that when you dive in deep, if people think that with single motherhood, the issue is that the father isn't there. That's not the only issue. The issue typically is that the mother is not in her feminine, which means that most likely she's not as happy as she should be, not could be, as she should be, because it's nearly impossible to be fully happy when you have all this testosterone raging, because you're just constantly producing, trying to get something done. And unfortunately, what happens is the cycle that creates, this constant masculine energy, this constant need to survive, pushes away men, masculine men, because you have so much masculine energy because you've been trying to survive your whole life, that the strong men who would help you to take that load off feel like, oh, she has this. Oh, she's too strong for me. There's no room for me. And you're not doing this on purpose. It's just how energy works, unfortunately. And What the Funk said something, and it was a little bit trolly, but he said that about the boy. She find a boy to train. That typically, no, sorry.
Mom energy?
Could have been after that.
You said something about a boy, right?
About like, yeah, it was like something about a boy. She'd find a boy to train. Yes, and train him. The idea there, he said it in a way that's very kind of offensive. But the idea there is that you've become a very, what's called the strong woman. You know, you seem very independent because you feel like you have to be. And what's going to happen is any masculine that come in your direction are going to kind of go the other way because they feel that masculine energy. You're kind of like, I don't want to say it like that, but because I don't have better words, you're kind of like a man too, but don't take that too seriously. I just mean you're playing off masculine energy. And so the idea is that you're going to attract a man who's a bit more feminine and to kind of balance you out, and it's not going to work out because you're not going to want to be with that man. And this, I'm not saying this is going to happen to you necessarily, but that is the general cycle that happens. And I was trying not to, I was walking on eggshells there, so hopefully you guys got the message. But
just
the idea is,
I do. I hear what you're saying.
The cycle is dependency, not trying to survive. That need for survival, which started in the 50s or started in the 60s with the welfare. You know, men weren't there. Women were just trying. They were told that the men aren't going to be there, so you have to figure it out without them. And that cycle has just continued. And our mothers raised us to be like that, you know. And it's just kind of this endless cycle that hopefully will end. But it just creates so many. It just has like this tree that has all these different branches that are all leading nowhere.
I hear what you're saying. I don't take offense to stuff that you say. So yeah, I don't take offense. Like even like WT Funk and his little, you know, comments that he's saying. I don't take what he says to heart. So because I don't really know him. I mean, I only know what he presented of himself. So yeah, I mean, and I'm not going to do a back and forth, name all these kind of other things. I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to let him say what he has to say. So he's entitled to his own opinion. So
but we also have to be respectful as well too, on both sides.
But that's the thing. Like a lot of times when people troll, they don't necessarily think about what they're saying before they say it. So you have to not take offense to what somebody says. So I look at the person and their intent with their message, and that's what makes me actually hear what they're saying. So that's what I look at rather than the person themselves. I look at their intent and their words. And so sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So that's the kind of thing I pay attention to. That's why I'm more willing to listen to Kris and I keep forgetting what your name is in the middle.
Sheree B. Chicago.
Sheree B. Chicago, yes.
I appreciate what they're saying because they have good intentions with what they say, rather than other people. So yeah.
He's just a rip the Band-Aid off kind of person. I don't think he
I mean, that's the thing is like, you know, he can say, like I said, he's entitled to his opinion. I don't necessarily have to agree with what he says. But yeah, so sometimes, you know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So, but yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. Well, he made it clear that he's not trolling though. He's giving that careful thought. But
M3. Let me. Hold on. I'm sorry. Man,
wait. Hold on, Benson. We gotta get to Queen real quick because
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to get to Queen because I don't know if she remember my question.
What was
Queen.
yeah, the question.
What do you think? What do you think about the whole? I don't need no man. What do you think about all that? What do you think about when people say that? I don't need no man. What do you think about that? Queen. Oh, Queen.
I think she went back to sleep.
Queen, stop texting me. Get on the call. You probably can't send me a text message, but yeah. Going once, going twice. All right, moving on to Colin. Colin.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about how women are nowadays and just with they feel like they don't need no man and all that. How do you feel about that, Colin? You muted.
Thank you. So I actually do have a question for Tammy because I'm curious because I'm on the younger side of things and I have no idea. Like, I'm just curious. Did your family help raise your daughter, or was it like 100% you and only you, and like you did everything to help her and only her in the whole process?
So, well, okay. So my father's side of family all lives in London, England. And then my mother lives on the East Coast. So I have a sibling who I don't consider family. So I didn't have family around to help. Because out here it's just me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I don't have family that's but my mother's involved as far as like she sends things for my daughter and she does things and things like that. That's really the extent of it. So yeah. So because I wasn't born out here. So
hold on, y'all. Hold on. Sheree has to go. And we got to put the spotlight on Sheree so she can share a platform.
Definitely.
A Queen's back.
Yeah.
Hold on, Queen. Hold on, Sheree. Yeah. Sheree has to share a platform.
All right.
You guys, I want to. Okay.
I got you, sis.
Thank you guys for having me. It was great speaking to you guys. I just got Ebony's channel, so I'm definitely going to subscribe. Tune into my channel. It is Sheree B Chicago, where I have different conversations about what's needed in the community and what's going on in the community. So go ahead and follow me on YouTube if you want to have conversations kind of similar to this. All right. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you so much. Hold on. Let's give her a round of applause, man, as we, give her a goodbye.
Most definitely. The great Sheree in Chicago. Yes.
Thank you so much, sis. God bless.
Thank you, sis.
All right. I'm sorry for the interruption, everyone.
No, you're fine. But yeah, to answer your question, Colin, I don't have a bunch of family around, so I don't really have a choice in that matter. So
Colin, what is your thought as an outsider witnessing this in our community?
Oh, he had to go there. Okay.
Oh, damn.
So,
what the fuck is going on? Oh man, I don't know what's going on. So, do you know what the fuck? Like, did y'all talk to someone? What happened?
I don't know him. He's entitled. Like I said, like this thing, I don't get offended with like when people make comments that are directed at me, like because I can't really do anything about somebody making a comment. Like I'm not gonna get upset because you said something that in your opinion was right, which that's your opinion. So, that's like they say, opinion is like an asshole. Everybody has one. So it's like, I can't get mad about him saying something that he thinks is what it is. If that's how he feels, that's how he feels. I'm not going to agree with him on certain things. I don't necessarily have to. But he's entitled to his opinion. So I'll kind of leave it at that rather than me commenting and having something. But I don't do a little back and forth, insult for insult, comment for comment thing. You feel the way you feel. and it obviously doesn't agree with the way I feel, and that is how it is. So yeah.
Look, what the fuck? If Tammy broke your heart, she broke one of your friend's heart. Just be honest. Tammy is the heartbreak kid. She is the original heartbreak kid. So she broke your heart, or she ignored you. She ignored your Instagram message. Don't be mad, bro.
Remember, heartbreaking Tammy is tricky.
Yeah.
And answer your question, Colin. No, I didn't have family that did, because I don't have family around me. But if I did, I mean, like if I was in England, I would absolutely have family that was willing to.
So would you say that you grinded 24/7 to get where you are right now?
Yes.
And just as just an outside perspective looking into this, like you're very content of where you are in life right now, because your number one priority is your daughter, and then job, career, everything else.
I mean, I'm content. I mean, I date, so I'm content, but in the process, I'm dating. So there's contentment, but then there's that little bit of, let me see if I can add more to that. So, I mean, I'm content in my career and being a mom, but I wouldn't mind if there was something to add to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's the original question, and who said I'm writing a book?
Oh, Lady Thrasher said you writing a book. Lady Thrasher writing a book.
I am. Y'all better all buy it.
Queen, hold the phone. Hold the phone, Queen. Queen, hold the phone. I gotta welcome in my mentor.
What's up, BK?
You know what I mean? The big man, BK, apologist.
Yeah.
What's good? What's popping?
Brooklyn is definitely in the house. You know what I'm saying? We definitely here in Brooklyn for real.
What it do?
What's going on,
no,
BK?
Queens, stand up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we see you. Brooklyn is the borough.
All right.
Brooklyn is the borough. That's right. Queen, we want you to share, Queen. What do you think about? We were trying to ask you, what do you think about that whole statement? Oh, I don't need no man. What do you think about that, Queen?
I think it's BS. I think people or women tend to say that because they don't want to show that they're really hurt. They're discouraged about dating or not being, in a relationship. And that they try to put on a front. Like anybody, like if a dude get hurt, he be nah, man, she ain't hurt me, and it's not true. I think it's BS. I think everybody needs. We're not meant to be alone, but I think instead of us looking at what am I doing, we just keep doing it the way we're doing it. Not real. It's called insanity. Like if you keep doing the same thing, you want different results, but you keep doing the same thing. You keep choosing the same man. You keep looking for the same man in the same places. So what you think you're going to get? If you're looking for a duck in a duck pond, if you're looking for a king in a duck pond, you ain't going to get him because he ain't there. It's a duck pond for a reason. So I think we have to, as women, we have to think about, value ourselves differently and move differently, So that's how I feel. I feel like it's BS. I mean, I knew this one girl. I went to college with her. We were roommates at one point, and she was like, I don't need a man. All day, every day, all day. I ain't going on no dates. I don't need no man. Blah 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 blah. All her roommates got married, including me. And she still, I don't need no man. I don't want no man. And then later on, 10, 15 years later, unfortunately, she passed away. But, when she got sick, she started saying, man, I wish I would have dated, and I wish I would have did this. And I'm like, but this whole time, I mean, I didn't say that to her because, I mean, she was sick and it was really sad how she passed away. But, her whole life, I mean, me knowing her like 10 plus years, she put on this front like she didn't need a man. And it wasn't it. It was just the fact that she wasn't getting chosen, or she was, maybe the guy that she wanted didn't want her. I don't know. But she just always put on this front like she didn't need a man. But, that wasn't her heart at all. And she, I mean, on her deathbed, she was like, "Now I wish I would have been married. I wish I would have experienced that," and blah blah blah. So, you know.
Wow. Okay.
Thank you, Queen.
Thank you, Queen. DK, what do you think? What do you think about when women say they don't need no man? What do you think about that when they be saying that?
I mean, if they're being genuine and honest with themselves, fine. Because do you necessarily need a man? No, I don't think any woman does. If that's what she's inclined, like if she's being genuine and honest with herself, that's how she really feels. I think that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with being single. Nothing wrong with being single. If that's your decision and you want to live your life single, then that's cool, you know. And unfortunately, and I've said this before on this channel previously, that our culture, you know, poo-poos on that. You know, if you get to a certain age and you're not clicked up with somebody, then we look at you as if there's something wrong with you, that you're broken, you have failed. And that's just not true. Everybody is not going to have somebody. Everybody's not going to get married. Everybody's not going to have a girlfriend, boyfriend. It's just, that's what it is, you know? Now, the issue is, are you being honest when you say that? Because we might say that to project a false sense of strength, you know, or this is what people expect me to say because I think that it gives me a sense of empowerment, right? You got to be honest. Do you really feel that you can live your life without having a significant other? If you can, and you have a conviction on that, stand on that. And that's fine. But be honest. You know, be honest. That's it.
I guess. Wait, hold on. You want to go first, M3? You want me to go first? Matter of fact, you go last because you're M3. You got to go last.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna talk about this. Listen, when a woman says she don't need no man, she lying. Okay, you know that you really want a man. Okay, and a man wants a woman. He does. Okay, so the old brother in the club and at the white party, he want a woman too. That's why he at the white party. He want a woman too. He does. Yes, he does. And it's okay. Everybody wants somebody sometimes. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants somebody sometimes. Sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be alone. I keep telling y'all. Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to be alone. Okay? So yes, you know, they both men and women, they both want each other. They do. It's just natural. It's just a natural thing. You know, it's like one ice cream, you know. I mean, I like ice cream, but yeah, whatever. M3 is on you.
All right. So we'll put it like this, right? And Atlanta Thrasher, thanks for the scripture, but realistically, like nobody's gonna be following that, you know. So here's the thing. I put it in the comments, right? And I don't know if I can highlight it now because we have so many people up in the, you know, chatting up. But I said that, you know, for every woman who says I don't need a man, should also reject on going on dates with other men. If you don't need a man, then you don't need dates. You know, having this man spend money for your expenses, your food, or whatever from this man. So stop saying about, and remember, let me make it clear, right? Before everybody start nagging, be like, not all women like that. That's what I said for the women who said they don't need a man. Okay? Too many of these bitter women, you know, are the reason why they're single. It's because you put that manifestation into your own livelihood, but then you be crying. See, here's the thing, right? Let's just really be for real. See, of course you don't need a man for hot girl summer, right? That's so you think, right? But then when cold winter comes, you'll need somebody to snuggle up with. You know, you're gonna need that man to come give you the flowers and give the hot chocolate when you catch a cold and it's lonely out there, it's raining. But for every woman, right, you know, who does like the makeup and try to, you know, get that tummy tuck and all these other things, you're not doing this for other women. You're doing this for a man. You know, and I'm talking about heterosexual women. I'm not talking about the other side of it. So I'm not counting them. But for the ones, right, who are really thirsty for men, you go out your way doing these things Because either you want male attention or you want male companionship. Either way, a man is a reason why women are motivated to do certain things. Just like for men, hold on, where's that noise coming from? Oh, what the hell? Okay, hold on, let me mute. Okay, let me mute. Okay, so anyways, right? So I don't lose my train of point. The point is, right? Everyone has a motive to do something. This is why you have that balance for male and female companionship. If we lived in a world where we're just all in the same sex, we would not be motivated to do certain things as we're doing today. You know, we want to be motivated to be engineers or get out of the house or do something, you know, or work out. You know, a lot of us don't even care about being in shape. We don't even care about our health like that. But what we do care about is someone giving us these compliments, someone that's validating us and giving us a pat on the back and telling us how well we're doing. You know, we look for like those things more than we look for the internal sides. And so that's why it always, when a woman says these things, I'm like, okay, well, you're pretty much just bitter, you know. But when you need the help, when you need that protection, you know, you're gonna be calling for someone, you know. And my last point is, I'm always gonna say this, right? And I do not care, right? I was hearing this from another woman, which was from a different show, which was really funny. But anyways, I will always say this: women don't like each other, and one of the main reasons why y'all don't like each other, right, has something to do with a man. Okay, that's one of the primary reasons. There's many reasons to why y'all don't like each other. But one of the main factors is because of men. You know, y'all don't like to share. Y'all always in competition. Some of y'all hate the competition, but you know that when it comes to a competition, if you want to be your best self, if you want to get the best catch, you're going to have to compete with other women, you know, just for the high quality man. And this is why y'all don't like each other. So I'm just going to end it with that part of my own opinion.
And it's been proven. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We try to do certain things with certain women. It's just women don't like each other, man. You don't like each other. The thing that's true with women, listen, y'all gotta stop lying, man. Stop lying, okay? Men too, stop lying. You know that you need to be in a relationship. You know it. And listen, hot girl and hot boy summer is over. It's getting cold out here. You know what I mean? We know you want to be booed up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's getting cold outside, baby. You can't go outside no more. It's getting cold. You want to be booed up. We know it. We feel you. We here for you. But you got to listen. That's the number one thing. You got to listen. You want to be open for input. Ask for help. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe you don't know what you're doing. Maybe that's why you're single. Maybe you just don't know. And that's fine. That's okay. I didn't know at one point. You know, I asked, BK tell you, I asked him plenty of questions. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I did. That's right. Like, should I do this? Should I do that? Blah, blah, blah. I ask questions, baby. I need help. And sometimes I still do. We all need help. But it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys don't have a man to snuggle up on, here's a pillow for y'all. Y'all can hug it real tight. So,
wow.
I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you the story real quick. Right?
Oh, he pulled out the pillow.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you the story real quick, right? And then I'm gonna pass to y'all, man.
Wait, can I see the pillow again, please?
Oh, the little snuggles pillow.
He said the little snuggle pillow.
Here, look. Let me zoom in on y'all.
Yes, dude.
There you go. And hold on. Let me go. There we go. So look. When y'all cold and y'all lonely, here's a pillow for y'all to hug on. All right.
Wow. The disrespect is top tier. It's top tier disrespect right there. Top tier.
Oh man, the knowledge relationship pillows, we're gonna be selling them pretty soon.
They're gonna strike this channel.
We'll sell the MD pillows. You know what I mean? Snuggle up. Yo, we should have like Snuggles up in the chat too, though, right? He could be like the good brand of it, right?
Wow.
Wait a minute. Let me get to the story. I know y'all. I know. Yeah. I know I'm a fool. You know, it's for entertainment purposes. So ta-da. But okay, so there was this woman, right? And well, she's bi basically, and so in the story, right? Someone asked this woman, okay, and about polygamous relationship or something like that, or probably something like polygamy or whatever. And so they asked her like a question was like, okay, would you be able to handle? Because the woman had a side chick or something like that, you know. No. I'm sorry, not a side chick, like side dude or whatever. So you have like your husband, then you have your main husband, but you also like girls or whatever. So it's whatever, right? And someone asks like, okay, well, would you be okay doing it the other way? Whereas like now it's your husband's turn to have you to share you, and then have another woman. And the woman was like, to be honest with you, and she was very real on saying this, like I can only see it on my lens. Like I can see myself sharing with my husband with another man, but I can't see myself with another woman. Because one, I'm not gonna like her. Okay. Can nobody take my place? You know. And if she comes to me trying to be all this friendly girl stuff, I won't tell her to back. Okay. Because now you're in my territory. You know. So it's funny how like some people's mentality just kind of shifts into that, but I just had to tell that quick story. So, like I said, when it comes to men, women don't like each other, and I stand on that word always. You
Mm.
know, I'm gonna get to Colin because Colin, man, I know we've been talking, man, and man, you've been patient, man. So, man, what's good, Colin, my guy?
Do you want me to answer that question about
Mhm.
the how I see this whole situation through my perspective? Or
Go
like,
ahead.
okay. So, um she opened up about her situation. I feel like I can open up about my situation. My mom was a single mom, and that's shocking because I feel like in the white community you really don't ever see that. You rarely see that in the white community. And my mom didn't meet my dad till I was 3. I consider him my dad. I consider him blood. He's been nothing but my dad to me, and it's amazing. He's amazing. Everything's great. Well, the whole idea with, I would say, definitely in the white culture, I would say every girl needs a man, every man needs a girl. Doesn't matter where you're at. I think, like, I have friends that are my age that have never been in a relationship before. And they, I don't know many people with parents that stay together. Is he talking to me? I don't know.
Yeah, he's talking to you.
Oh, I'm
Atlanta
from,
Trash is white as well, so I'm just saying.
okay, I'm from Alabama.
Mhm.
And um, I have a lot of friends that have never been in relationships. And they're like, dude, I wish I could find a girl. I wish I could date a girl. I wish I could talk to a girl. And then I know a lot of girls that's like, I wish I could like find that one guy. I wish I could, you know, meet that guy that I'm supposed to be with because I feel like definitely in the white culture that we want to speed the process up so quick because everybody in our friend group has a degree. They are get out of college. They are for set and they get married 23 and they live happily ever after. I mean, you see that in every movie. You see it in every white movie. You see it in every Instagram story, every social media. These perfect white couples getting married. They never divorce. They have great jobs. They come from great families. And it's just like the perspective as how I see this and how everybody sees this is like that's what we want to follow. And what one thing that like Tammy opened my eyes up to when she was talking about her story is Tammy was like, I'm gonna let my daughter do what she wants to do. I'm gonna let my daughter have her decisions. I'm gonna let my daughter, if she wants to get married early, she can. If she wants to go to school, all that. I can confidently say 100%. No, I wouldn't say 100%. Where I'm from, the friends I have, everybody I know we were forced to do what our parents tell me. I mean, I was forced, like, I get out of high school, my parents were like, college or nothing. Like, they like college or you're working, you're living on your own, you're doing this. I was given an ultimatum. I was given that I have to go one route. That one route was this. They will help me through that route, but if I didn't choose that route, they're like, that's your decision, but now you got to face the consequences. And I don't know how majority I can say that happens in the white community, but I can tell you, all my friends, everybody that I hung out with, the only option we had was college. The only option we had was to get a good degree. Like, and like we have like no other like options available for us, honestly.
Wait, where did he go?
Mm-hmm.
Snuggle Walk MP pillows coming soon, y'all. All right, let's see.
So sorry. But it's
okay.
like, it's just like
There he is. He's back.
we only have two choices, like, and the whole mindset and like the white community, in my opinion, is that like, I mean, I think I'm pretty sure Kris said this, but like I might be in that 20% where like I need a woman. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that like me going through life, I have to have somebody. I have to have somebody that will help me, that will like just make me a better person, because I might just be that type of person. But I know I cannot make myself 100% happy by myself. I know that. And I wish I could tell myself I could do it, but I know I can't. And I feel like once I find that person that like can get me to that 100%, that's when I think, okay, that's when I'm ready for marriage. So it's like, it's really interesting to hear y'all's perspectives and y'all's stories, because like the way I was raised, I love my mother. My dad was sent to Afghanistan for 18 months when I was 7. So I didn't have my dad for almost 2 years. I saw him for 2 weeks in a span of 18 months. So I've always been, I can say, like a mama's boy. But it's like, I realize like how much like having a woman in my life, how much like it cared to me about, and how much like I want that. And maybe that's why I'm like really need a woman, is because I was raised by my mom. But that's just like, that's how I see it through like my point of view. And it's the same and different at the same time, I would say.
Okay. Thank you for sharing, Colin.
Oh my God.
Everything's okay? All right. What you guys like thought based on what Colin was talking about? I know it was like a lot, so.
Sorry, I didn't mean for it to be a lot.
No, you good. Were you fit? Go ahead, Kris. No, Kris, go ahead.
I think a lot of people can relate to the ultimatum. Sometimes I think that ultimatum was given to a lot of us, so we would survive. You know, we could, like, it was kind of to give our parents this hope that we'll make it without them. You know, I think part of them felt as though the world isn't necessarily going in the best direction. You know, they look back at their lives and like, oh, I was able to, you know, go to school full time, work full time, have a family, you know, things have changed. Things have changed, and you know, single motherhood has gone up, and experiences have shifted so much. I think the ultimatum was for men. I think it makes sense. The fact it's kind of part of evolution. You know, you can get far in a high school diploma, but I think that was more so to ensure that the sons were on a more secure path. You know, like I don't think it was like shoot for the stars, you land on a cloud. You know, that's still good. I think that was just kind of like the best hope that they're just trying to push their children in the best direction as possible. And as far as needing each other, I think the Atlanta Thrasher asked if men also need women, and like I said before, yeah, like we need each other, you know, especially if you want to have children. If you want to have children, you need the other person. You absolutely need the other person. And there's one thing that I really love that I learned is that men and women are not equal. We're equally worthy. We're not the same. You know, our equations look completely different, but it balances. The equation balances. And that's important to remember. Like we have characteristics that are completely different, but just as important, equally important. And so, yeah, that's basically all I wanted to add.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Can I bounce something off what Kris said a long time ago?
Mm-hmm.
So, because I think you made this comment, Kris, like, oh God, like an hour ago, but you were talking about marriage and like you should go into marriage because you love the person. And then or I forgot how you said it, but you were talking about like divorce or like a lot of relationships fail because like they don't understand the actual idea of marriage. I think those were your words. And that shit scares me, and I'm only 22. Like that like when you said that, I was like, you know, I have a lot ahead of me, but at the same time, it's like I am afraid because like if I do get in that, it's like I don't want it to end in a second, like or I just like like I don't want it to fail on me to where I'm starting over at a later age, and it's just like I how like I don't know if you were dating a guy and y'all were gonna get married, how would you be like, you know what, this guy is like the guy I want to spend the rest of my life with? Like how do you have that thought process of like we're gonna make this work no matter what until ultimately like even through hard times? I'm pretty sure like when you're getting married is like through hard times for better or worse or something like that. I forget the phrase, but like how do you not have that fear of like it could end randomly? Like I don't know if that sounds weird.
I do. It's absolutely terrifying, and that's the difference. The fear isn't necessarily the bad thing. The bad thing is how you approach the fear. You know, I have this idea that when you have a child, it's kind of like, you know, the parent has this path, right? This foundation, and it's kind of like floating in the sky. That part's irrelevant, but you kind of like this foundation, this straight concrete path, right? And as that person, as the adult, the future parent is walking, there's like these gaps in the foundation, and they have to figure out how to fill it. Like they kind of create these little holes with all their obstacles, right? And they're like, okay, they'll have to figure out, go back and reflect to see, okay, how would I fix that? What do I do? They have to keep moving, right? And then they have a child, and it's kind of like that foundation with all their obstacles kind of get duplicated for that child. So that child's going to have to walk a very, very similar path. And the purpose of the parent is to help that child fill in those gaps, right? Going back to this idea of fear, fear is that I know that it can end. And knowing that it can end, knowing that, so I also practice femininity. And with that, you know, you have this understanding that when you catch that man, that he is the best out of anything else you could have gotten, right? And you understand that if you let him go, he's going to swim off and find somebody else, obviously, because he's an amazing, amazing man. And that fear, I could have avoided it, maybe like my mom tried to, she didn't quite teach me what to do when I got here. But what I'm doing is I'm saying, no, I've built enough up to this point to be secure enough in who I am to say, when I get there, I'm going to acknowledge the fear and I'm going to fight to the death to make sure that I get through it and I don't avoid this out of fear, because it's just what it's going to do is I try to avoid it and I have children, it's going to teach them to avoid it and teach them to avoid it. Because if I don't learn how to deal with it, then I'm not going to be able to teach my children how to deal with it when they get there, when they feel that fear, because they will. When they feel that fear, will they know what to do? If I didn't have the guts to face it myself and then teach them, the fear is going to be there and it should be absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. What's magical about building yourself up, and for you probably have plenty of time because men and women are very, very different. So you probably have 10, 15 years before you feel this level of security within your masculinity. But basically what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to jump and think, I'm going to fight tooth and nail to make sure I land, make sure that I get to that point. Instead of just trying to avoid it, I get to the point where I'm creating this cycle of growth. If you avoid it, you halt it completely and you actually create regression. So yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense. But the point of the matter is be terrified, but instead of avoiding it, because that seems like the easiest thing to do, think long-term. If you don't experience it, what will your kids do when they get there? Because they will. You go into it, you'll know when you get there. That's why it's important to build yourself up, because if you're secure in yourself as a man, most likely you'll find somebody who sees you as that secure man, and she probably won't be someone that right now, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
And then when you guys do find each other, it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary, but hopefully by then you have guidance. You're open to learning. You have people in your circle who are married, have been married, who can continue to guide you, help you notice red flags. Hopefully by then you have your priorities fairly straightened out. So I don't know, that's not a very straight answer, but the idea is, you're going to be terrified, you're going to be scared, but just don't avoid it. Don't avoid it.
How would you get out of the thought process of because I'm in this thought process right now, and I'm curious on everybody can answer this, but I feel like I'm not good enough. It's like that, maybe
then you're
that's
not.
if that's
then you're not good enough. That's one thing about anxiety. So I have generalized anxiety disorder, and so I have that voice in my head all the time.
yes.
Sometimes you have to listen to it and ask yourself, am I? Is there room for improvement? The answer is always yes. Always stay in bloom. If you're not growing, you're dying. As long as you're breathing, there's room for improvement. If you're saying, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe you're not. Figure out what it is. Figure out what's going to give you that fulfillment. And it sucks to say it like that.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay. Think maybe I can work out more. Maybe I can finish school. Maybe I can start a business, try to be more secure, more established, so I can be a good father. It's pretty much your brain telling you that you're not ready yet. So figure out what it's going to take to get ready. That's all you can do, It's completely normal. Completely normal. People who don't have that voice in their head, they're too comfortable and they're probably on the brink of failure. You have to be a little bit greedy and think, I want more. I want more. I can do better.
Bass guitar and grove.
All right, my guy Colin, I'm here. How you doing?
Hi, Queen.
So, when you say you're not good enough, what are you referring to?
I don't know. It just felt like,
He has another comment.
Maybe it's just like I don't know. Maybe it's just like I think right now I'm just not good enough where I am in life.
Good enough for what?
for any for someone else at this point, I would say.
And I think doing a self-evaluation, it's nothing wrong with feeling like, oh, I got to improve myself. But don't beat yourself up during the process. I feel like you're a little hard on yourself.
I'm very hard.
Just
the
a
way I was
tad
raised.
bit too much. And when you go around saying, oh, I'm not good enough, negative thoughts are very destructive. Very. And it's very hard to get out of it. I'm not saying tell yourself you're all that,
Yeah.
but don't walk around saying, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not this. I'm not that. Just walk around and go, I'm working on this. Change the narrative, because, the first thing is thoughts. Thoughts lead to actions. And you don't want to stay in a cycle or the hamster wheel of negative thoughts and self-condemning patterns, because nobody's ever good enough. It's called life and constantly growing and improving. That's why I said, what are you not good enough for right now? So I would say get out of your head, be patient with yourself, and enjoy the process. Enjoy it. Enjoy the road. Don't try to be, if you in Iowa, don't try to be in Arizona. You ain't in Arizona. You in Iowa. Enjoy that road. Enjoy where you're at. Work on yourself, improve yourself, stay in therapy, self-reflections, but never, never beat yourself down with negative thoughts. That is never a good idea. Never a good idea. Saying you need to grow, but never say you're not good enough, because you are. You are good enough. But you're good enough for where you are right now. And do you need to grow tomorrow? Yes. But don't ever get in the cycle or in the habit of putting yourself down. Never. Because it doesn't lead to anything. Some people put themselves down and they can never get out of it because they've taught themselves that they're nothing. Words and thoughts are very powerful. And we have to be very careful with what we tell ourselves. Yes, can I look in the mirror and say, wow, I can improve this, but I'm still beautiful. I am a beautiful woman who always needs a little touch up here and there. But I am a beautiful woman with a beautiful spirit. And I will never tell myself I'm not good enough. That's negativity, and it will keep me trapped and underneath someone's foot. And I'm under no one's foot. So that's why I say enjoy where you're at, enjoy the process, but be easy. Ease up off yourself, Colin. Don't make me come out there and give you a hug. I'll find you.
I'll say this, Queen, and I can attest to this. You almost just made me cry. I'm not even gonna lie. You almost just made me cry. But
It's all good.
I would say, especially for young men, I would say in the range of 16 to 25. I would say 16 to 25. We don't get told that we're good enough. We don't get told that I'm proud of you. Like when someone would tell me they're proud of me, I cry because it's just we don't hear that a lot. You don't hear that someone's like, I'm proud of you for doing that, or I'm so happy that you did that, or congratulations on that. Because I feel like we definitely don't, I don't want to say get that reassurance, but we don't get that feeling that we did something important or we accomplished something. So it's hearing it from someone else say don't beat yourself up. I'm proud of you. You did a great job. That's just I don't know if it's just because my generation is soft, but it brings it brings a warm feeling to your heart because it feels like when someone says, I'm proud of you or you're good enough, it makes us feel good about ourselves. And I just, especially me, when someone says I'm proud of you or you're good enough or I'm so proud of what you've done, I cry because it's just someone's finally like acknowledging like, like what I did or like what I've like been doing. And like men do want flowers on Valentine's Day. But like but it's like I'm not like I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm not a huge masculine guy at all. I'm not a huge alpha male. That's just not who I am. I'm working on that, but that's just not who I am. So maybe it's because I'm soft and it's just like I like that reassurance. But man, I was like for young men, like I don't know, it just makes you feel good when you get that reassurance and you get that self-love or that love from someone else, just like saying like, you are good enough. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. But that's
I want to encourage you to read the book Love Languages, because we all have a love language that works for us. I know for me, I like thoughtful gifts. If you buy me a pen that like I like writing with fine point pens and my favorite color, I would be so excited over that. I'm very simple, but it's just little gifts that mean a lot to me.
what
And
can
I
I
do
get you,
like
Queen?
you can take care of you and donate to the chat. That's what we need. We need money, Colin. No, stop. But I think for you, just knowing your love language, it's not about being soft. It's not about being weak. It's about knowing what you need. And you are your number one cheerleader. You are your coach. You are your team. And you have to do words of affirmation, even if you need to write them down every day, where you can look at it and say, you know what, I messed up. But that doesn't negate that I'm an amazing person. Make room for the mistakes, but that doesn't negate who you are. Your failures they don't define you. They teach you and help you to grow. Remember that. Your shortcomings don't make you the man you are meant to be. They're just a way for you to grow and see where you can grow and change things. That's all it is. No one reaches to that aha moment with epiphany where they just arrived. It's a constant uphill battle, constantly evolving. I mean, blooming ebony has the perfect name. It's a blooming process, you know? So I think don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself, even if no one ever said it to you. I mean, I don't know you. I just know what you've shared. And even from the first day you got on the stream to today, you are a different person. So if you haven't heard it from anybody, I'm proud of you, Colin. I'm
Yeah,
so
actually, I was gonna
proud
say
of
that.
you. I am so proud of
Definitely.
you. Yeah, you are a different man. And that's what you are becoming. You're becoming you are getting your manhood. You know what I mean? You becoming your own individual man. And there's nothing wrong with the process. Enjoy the process because you'll never get it back. And don't miss the steps. Take your time, be patient so that you can get it. Like you won't have to repeat. Sometimes you're gonna fumble a few times. You're gonna have some, I call it da-dun-da-dun moments, but so what? Enjoy them, you know? So yeah, so write your words of affirmation. And when you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling down, pull that out and say, you know what? Damn it, I'm awesome. I'm a great guy. Back up out of here with that negativity. What's wrong with you? Yeah, I need to change that, but I'm still amazing.
I tell them like, yo, get off me, girl.
One thing that I want to mention about men, and if this doesn't teach women that they need a man, I don't know what will. But Colin, you said that you just want someone to tell you that they're proud of you. One thing that's absolutely beautiful about men is that they're what I call selfless servants. So women are more so like selfish servants. They do for others because they need something done for them. They want to be taken care of, so they do stuff in order to get that, to be taken care of, to be protected, to get that provision. Men, on the other hand, they will sacrifice themselves. They'll work hard. They'll kill themselves tooth and nail to add value to somebody else.
Yep.
But they can't get a single thank you And that's all they want most of the time. You know, is some gratitude, some assurance, acknowledgement. I think, you know, the whole idea about being an alpha now is typically people, to somebody, you're probably an alpha. It's not something that you can mark yourself with. If you hear people calling themselves alphas, they're probably not. That will come with time. That will come with time. You know, you're, as someone who wants, I'm assuming you want to be married, or at least be, you know, to her, you will be, you know, and that's something that you can look forward to.
I never thought about it like that.
Exactly. Like you're exactly where you should be. There are studies that show that men in their 20s are like, that's like the most unhappiest time of their life. And it's very unfortunate, but it's because you're learning what your value is. You're learning what it means to be a man. You know, you've already gotten a bit with the foundation of you just want to add value and you want someone to notice it, right? But that true satisfaction isn't said to come for, you know, 30s or 40s, you know, but when you get there, it's going to be completely rewarding. Not saying you can't get it sooner, but the idea is what you're feeling is normal. You know, there are millions of men around the world in their 20s who feel lost, who feel like they're not good enough. Like Queen said, you have to keep asking yourself why. You know, where is that coming from? You know, what can you do about it? And while you're on that journey, like she said, you know, keep telling yourself that you're going to get there because you can. You know, one of the biggest issues is it's like this cycle, and I don't want to bring it up, but it's this particular cycle you might learn it in therapy, but it's the idea of thoughts, then the plan, and then the action, right? The idea is that you want to ensure that you know, and you keep reminding yourself that you can get through it, you know, because the words are going to come, you know, the doubt is going to come. So you just accept it and you say, I can get through this. You know that you can keep moving. Know that you have the ability, you have the strength to keep growing. And then find people in your circle who are going to give you that gratitude that you deserve. You know, keep coming to knowledge relationships. We have plenty of it to get to you.
I'm so grateful I met this. I
got you, Colin. I got you.
Y'all have helped me grow as a person from day one up until now. And it's like, you know, there's a reason I am majoring in marketing, because my God-given gift is I can have a conversation with anyone. I can communicate with anyone. Doesn't matter age, sex, location, doesn't matter any of that, because I can talk to them, because I can actually hold a conversation. And I was in a major before that I was really unhappy with. And then I took a step back and I was like, what am I gifted? How am I gifted? And I realized communication is my gift. Me talking is my gift. And I can say, like, day one, I was down bad. M3 knows, everybody knows. Day one, I was down bad, but it's like every single time. And I would say anything, anybody in the chat or just talking and just being on knowledge and relationships benefits you every single day, because you get new thoughts, you get new perspectives that you never thought about. You get like people just know that people are there for you no matter where you are in life. And it's because everybody has been there. And it's really nice having especially y'all always being because I don't want to say I barely know y'all, but y'all barely know me, and yet y'all are gonna give me great advice, and y'all are nothing but sweet to me and nice.
I want to say this real quick, Carlin and Alana, Thrasher. Thank you guys. Oh, First Lady Tammy said she has to go. All right, Tammy. You know, shout outs to First Lady Tammy. Tammy, you wanna show yourself out real quick?
What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Y'all got to learn a whole bunch of stuff about me. Y'all know you love to learn about me, so that's okay. But I'm really tired, so my contact. So I'm on Instagram, First Lady Tammy 916. I'm here on Mondays, Thursdays, and then I'm hosting Ladies Night on Saturdays. So if you want to catch me, you can find me on any of those times. Definitely make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get updated on everything that we are doing.
All right, Tammy. You go ahead and snug up with my new pillow. I want to send it to you in the mail, okay? But you have a good night. All right. So let me read this comment and I'm gonna say something. Yeah, that's right. Hit that bell or I'm going to Alabama and unroll the tie. Oh man, shout out to Larry Thresher. Tammy, GG's, good night. Unroll that tie or L. Alabama hates it when you threaten their tie. Okay. And thank you. Good night, First Lady Tammy. All right. So Colin, my guy, right? So, if these girls haven't tear jerk you like enough, like I will try, right? But no, seriously though, I am very proud of you.
Thank you.
But there's a list of reasons why I am proud of you. Colin, you was one of the well, I can't say you was one of the first guys, but you was one of the best guys that came onto the show. You had a problem and you needed a solution and you needed advice. A lot of times when we give advice to people, we're kind of cutthroat, except for Kris. But a lot of people don't really take it too well. And so they tend to get super defensive and then they just bounce off and leave. And that's fine. That's whatever. And they always come back, But for you, you're a careful thinker, right? So even if I was giving advice and DJ A was giving advice, you still had the mind of your own to differentiate what advice will apply best for you. Even sometimes, especially Queen. I know Queen's like your number one because she always come through, that New Yorker type of advice or whatever, right? From Queens, So that's like the best advice you could ever get from her, right? And then you have Bloom and Ebony that, teaches like the art of femininity. So it's like you kind of get firsthand what it means to have conversations with women who practice in their feminine, right? Which the majority of people in the chat do practice on their femininity, whether some are loud and some are quiet. But the point is that you take the advice well, and you're not one of those young folks that will go haywire and be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna bang a whole bunch of chicks now or whatever. Now since I'm single, no. I always tell you this, right? Colin, I always want you to be yourself, but I want you to be more of your best self. I don't want you to change into this guy that feel like, okay, you have to be super masculine. You got to be this super alpha dude because some people are not alphas, Matter of fact, everybody was not born alpha. I'm just going to let you know. We had to learn this ourselves. I used to be a beta, thanks to our church and all that. But thanks be glory to God, I broke out of that, right? But anyways, the thing is that enjoy your life. You're still young. You don't have any gray hairs. You're going to college. You have a good head on your shoulder. And you know how to build fundamental relationships as it is anyways. So the fact that you came back, man, and you was already like a new man. I was like, wow, yes. Kris, you gonna unmute yourself and give him a clap so you can hear it. Don't be shy.
I wish I can do the flower. I don't have emojis on my laptop. I want to send you flowers, but I can't.
Yes, I think there's a command where you pop up the emoji icon, and I always forget, but you can look it up on Google. But you can do that on a laptop, or if your phone has I forgot you don't have you don't have Mac, But for my phone, I could type in something from my phone, and then whatever I copy and I could paste it on the computer. It's that Windows privilege. But
I will
yeah.
say this, M3.
Mhm.
I did have a weird experience Friday, and I am not going to get too deep into context, but I was given an opportunity to do something, and I actually said no because I was just like, this is not who I am. This is not like, and I'll say it because this is Queen. Cover your ears, but
Right here, no.
Yeah, cover.
no, but I was at a party Friday, just chilling, and these two girls come up and it's like, hey, let's have a threesome, and I was like, I looked at them and I was like, no, I'm good, like no, because I was just like, me thinking about that is like that's just not who I am, and like that's just like I realized, especially in my last relationship, that I'm a connection type of person. I have to build a connection. I don't want to say emotionally be invested in the person, but I have to start trusting that person and then building a connection with them. And then that's when like I feel comfortable speaking to them. I'm not one of those types of guys that just I see a girl, boom, I'm gonna have sex with them that day, that night. Like no, no, no. I have to know who you are, where you're from, like your morals, your values, what you believe. That's just like who I am. And like when I said no to them, they were like, "What?" I was like, and I just like that's not what I do. That's like that's just not who I am. And it felt good saying no because I was just because Queen was telling me I was being thirsty, and and I was like, I took a step back and I realized I was like, this would just be like satisfaction just for like a split second. But it's just like I'm like that's just I that's not my values, it's not my beliefs. Like that's just not who I am. I don't know. I rather would have a connection with a girl and then be like, "Oh, that doesn't work. This won't work out." I'm like, "Okay, that's fair." Then just randomly hit up a girl and then just like do whatever. Like I'm very, very connection driven person, I guess I could say that.
Mm,
And
yeah.
you want to be careful, like random chicks coming up to my, oh, let's do a threesome. Then how many people have they gone up and did that to? That's
True.
crazy. That's
True.
Ash. That has. I mean, who wants to be? I mean, I don't know what y'all do these days, y'all young kids, but I no right. I don't get it. Like,
I talked to them for 30 minutes and then all of a sudden
you
they're
don't
like,
know. You don't
"Let's do it."
know who been swimming in that pool. You don't know what they got. You don't know nothing,
Mm-mm.
and they just walking. Oh, you want a three? You know, these girls today, I don't get it. I just want to go out with a belt and just beat every young girl I
Oh,
see. They just off the hook for no reason.
I
And
met
it's
them for 30
crazy.
minutes. I met them for 30 minutes, had a 30-minute
Yeah,
conversation with them, and they're like, "Hey, let's do it." I'm just like, "What's your fucking name?" Like, I don't even know your name.
because it don't matter because that's a broke. I don't care what you say. I don't care about liberation, free. I'm free, sex, whatever. That's a broken person to walk up to a complete stranger and say, "Hey, bang me and my friend." Huh? That's crazy.
It, I,
yeah.
But I'm proud of you. Yes, Colin, I'm so proud of you.
it's,
Know your worth. You're not worth a bang. Like you're worth more than that.
and I think that was like my main like takeaway from like my past relationship is like, like I think what made that success or like that relationship very like successful until like it ultimately failed was like I built that connection with my partner from an early start to where we didn't have to worry about cheating. We didn't have to worry about loyalty and all that because it was like we built that connection, we built that like firm bond together. Then it ultimately like ended, but like I never once in the 15 months of me and my ex dating have to worry about her cheating, her talking to another guy or any of that because it's like we built that like bond and we built the connection and then I could we would talk and like if I can connect with a person, that person is going to be my friend. And like just because it's like I don't care but like who they are, if there's a possible relationship with them, if I build that connection, I see that they benefit my life. And I think my ex benefited my life because I think that was a wake up call and a growing moment for me to become a more mature adult. Um, I don't think I've actually told y'all this, but like looking back at that relationship, that relationship was bound to fail. It was never going to work out because I was never in the mindset of me actually being a mature adult. I think it was we were both immature kids dating and we were doing immature things and we weren't actually trying to be mature people. And what happens, but I am on that like that chapter's done. That journey is gone. And I think the new chapter right now is like, and this I tell myself every day is like the future of how I can benefit my life of I got to get my degree. I got to start looking for jobs. I got to start looking for internships because I graduate next semester. I graduate in 7 months. And it's just
All
like,
right.
I am constantly just trying to make sure I can set myself up for the future to where I know once I'm a like successful person and I'm a good person and like I know I can benefit myself, that girl will walk into my life because once I know that I can like I'm ready for myself, oh, I know I can let someone else in. But right now, it's like I'm at that stage where I want like that confidence boost or like the self reassurance from another female because I feel like the whole idea of like, girls don't want no man or a guy doesn't want a girl. No, 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 no. There's two feelings. There's a feeling of being loved and there's a feeling of being loved by someone else. And I feel like a lot of people that don't completely understand how it feels to be loved by someone else. That's not your parents or your family or anything like that because that feeling of being loved by someone else, that's I can't even explain how it feels. It feels great. And I feel like a lot I don't want to say girls because I don't know like majority, but I feel like a lot of girls like they fend for themselves or they do stuff for themselves, but they don't allow someone else to like let them feel loved. And I think that's why a lot of people when they get that first relationship is the hardest relationship ever because if they do break up, they like are like, "Oh, like I want to feel loved again," or "This hurts so bad, like I don't want to feel this love again," because like it hurt them so bad that they don't want to try again. And I think like I got cut. 15-month relationship ended. I have a cut. I'm letting it scar over now. I'm letting it heal. And once that heals over, I think, okay, then now I'm ready to see if someone else can love me. And I feel like a lot of times, like people keep that scar open, where it's they either one ever want to pursue love again, or two they just like. Long story short, there's a huge difference of feeling loved by yourself and feeling loved by someone else. And once you have that idea of how much you love the feeling of being loved by someone else, that's when I like that feeling's unmatched, unreasonable, like it's amazing. And I feel like then the bigger issue becomes like, do I love the feeling or do I love the person? And that's a whole another debate. But it's just like the more I look back at this relationship that I was in, I did love the person. Don't get me wrong. I did love the person. But I also love that feeling because I had that secure feeling. I had the feeling of I was being loved. I had the feeling of like this person's never going to leave me no matter how many mistakes I make. Like, and it slowly turned down into like, I'm not in love with this person, but I love the feeling and I love her for who she is. And I could be wrong, Kris, but like I feel like that should not be how relationships work. I feel like you should love the person for all their worth, but like you shouldn't be attached to the part of like I love being loved. If that makes sense. And I would love your piece or your take on that.
Not fully. The thing about the 80/20 is 80% of that should come from you. And where people mess up is they get to that like 20% where they make themselves happy, they make themselves feel good, by doing things that they want to do, you know. They get like 20% or they get to 30%, and then they have somebody else fill in the rest. And then they enjoy feeling whole with that person, but they're so dependent on that person to keep them up. You're not dependent on that person because they're giving you just enough, where they're self-sufficient and you're self-sufficient, and then you guys bring something together that is great, but you have that security to know that if they stepped away, you would be okay, but you would miss them, the person, you know? The issue is we're just so reliant on that person's energy, pretty much to the point where we suck them dry. And typically when that happens, they're doing that to you too. That person's probably also not at that 80% point. If they were, they would have attracted you. They would have attracted somebody else who was at 80%. So you're 100% right. It's that adrenaline, that feeling, that feeling of, oh, I'm complete now, without having to put in any of the work to make yourself feel complete. It's kind of like an easy way out. Like, this person gives me all the assurance that I need, and they go away, and you're like, oh shoot, I don't have anything. It's kind of like drugs, They go away, and not only did they take that other 70%, they took another piece of your 20. So now you get to start from 10.
And that's exactly, I think, where I was in that situation.
Yeah.
Like, she was, I'll try to make this analogy work, but it's like there's a lot of potholes and she's filling them in, but eventually over time they erode and they get worse and worse and worse. And I feel like that's what happened in my situation. Like, she was feeling all these holes of like insecurities and all these like doubts in me. And then when she came into my life, oh, I felt so good. I felt so secure and everything. I didn't have to worry about the issues I had in the past. And now that she's gone, it's like I have a lot of these issues that I have to fix, or I have to work on in order for me to be back at that place. And you're spot on. You're 100% spot on.
She didn't fill them. That's the issue. She didn't fill them. She stood in front of you so you couldn't see them anymore.
Yep.
She hid them from you. It's like a distraction. That's why they say stay on your purpose. And they say this to both men and women. Stay on your purpose. Because people will distract you, and then when they step out of your sight, you realize, like, I'm actually kind of a mess. And it's okay. And you're like, dang, that was 15 months, that for me it was 3 years, And I'm like, shoot, if I had just stayed on my purpose, I would have gotten here. But the thing is that you probably wouldn't have seen it as clearly as you do now if she hadn't stood in front of you to blind you from it. It's kind of like a dirty room. It's like when you're really, really busy, it's dirty, but you're like, okay, I just can't. So you kind of hide it, and then you get a chance to relax, and you look around, and you're like, oh my goodness, why did I let myself live like this? You just kind of need that distraction. So when you do have a chance to really dig in, you see the problem for what it is. And at that point where to start. Or at least that you want to start.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very well said, everyone. Yeah, Colin, just keep being you. Continue to be the best that you possibly can. Um, You know, you're 7 months into like graduate from school, which is phenomenal. And it's only going to get better as long as you continue to focus on elevating yourself. See, that's the best part of being like a young man. Like you can actually focus on like your school or whatever that's going to help you to like, you know, be more financially stable to the point where it's like you're gonna have people coming and choosing you. Like you mentioned before, you had two women pretty much wanting to have a threesome with you, and they barely know you. You know, this was the type of stuff I was telling you, like you know, in the beginning. When you're not chasing after women, you're chasing after your goals. The women are gonna come. They're gonna come to you. And when you're finished with college, still don't even worry about the chase. Keep focusing on like on trying to be established. And when the time is right, you will find that good woman that's gonna love you for who you are. The reason why relationships are so messed up. The Alabama went with something else. Yeah, there's something else on there Thrasher, right? But the reason why relationships are so fickle, everybody is so afraid.
Yeah.
That this is where you have like this red pill, this blue pill type of community. You have like the alpha, the betas. Excuse me. All that's because of fear. And they are afraid. And this is for the guys and for the girls as well too. People in general are afraid to give their best self, their 100%, because they feel they're afraid of having their heart get ripped out of. Imagine you invest in someone and that person does not appreciate, well, that matter of fact, not does not. That person never appreciates what you give to her, and then that goes for the same for the woman as well too. You give your best to the man, and in the end, he does something else where he cheats, breaks up, wherever the cost could be, or ghosts you. How do you think that makes anyone feel? Just as a human being, it rips them apart, man. And you have a lot of hurt people walking around like weeds, and then they're destroying the plants. You know what I mean? They're destroying each other. You know, and so it's like the reason why I know you will be in good hands is because you have, well, just like Bloom and Ebony said, you have good emotional intelligence. You're able to identify, articulate, and express certain emotions that leads into open solutions. Not a lot of people have that mindset and that way of thinking of things in life. Not a lot of people can really hold themselves accountable. It takes a level of accountability and integrity to see your own faults and to try to find ways to try to fix them. And you're doing this at an early age that I wish myself that I could have done. But at that time, I don't even think there was no YouTube. You know, there was no advice coach. There was nobody in my corner. We all had to learn things like the hard way, you know. But you are pretty fortunate that you could just go on your phone and look at a whole bunch of platforms that maybe speaks on relationships or that speaks on like topics that you need help in. I mean, hell, it brought you here, so
It did bring me here, good friend.
yeah. So that's why I knew. I was like, man, I can't wait till I talk to Colin, man, because I know I'm gonna hear some good stuff about you. You know,
I am busy with school, so that's why sometimes I don't make it, and I apologize. But like today, I had an open time, and I was like, I saw the title. I was like, I'm not missing this one.
Oh, Colin, no worries, man. You can make it up by donating, but yeah, but you're good, man. You know, and if you ever have any problems or any questions or anybody that you need to talk to, I know you have your professional therapist, which is great. That's the first source of seeking help. But just like as a homie level, man, always feel free to hit us up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to Kris's Blooming
I need to.
channel.
I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah, it's the Blooming Ebony, right? I'm telling you, if you're not blooming, you're dying. You're getting choked out by the weeds. So,
hey. But you gotta follow me too, baby.
Yeah, follow Queen on IG.
That's right.
Oh, so you have a YouTube channel?
No.
I was like, how dare you? Not tell anybody.
I need to get one. I need to get one.
Hold on. Don't be hating now. If he doesn't need money, he streams from a new room every night. His house is huge. Hey. That's why I need more money, right? So I could be able to purchase more rooms. Okay. So thank you very much. Yeah, okay.
I think a lot is based on how I'm raised. I think that plays a very, very important role because I think Queen made a statement like you're too hard on yourself. I think I get that I'm an only child on both sides of my family. I'm an only child, and technically I'm not, but we kind of disowned a part of our family because long story short, but he picked his fiance over blood family, and I haven't seen him in 14 years, but we'll not get into that. But I think I'm really, really hard on myself because how I was raised. I have all this responsibility. I'm the only child. This might not seem like a big big deal to you guys, but I'm the first male in my family to not join the military since 1894, some crap like that. And I'm breaking 100 years of history of every male joining the military. And I'm going to be the first male never not to join the military. Everybody in my family, my grandfather, his dad, my dad, his dad, it goes way back. And I don't know about y'all, but that messes with my mind sometimes, thinking I'm not joining the military. I'm not following the footsteps of every male in my family. And my dad is 100% on board with it. My dad's like, you don't have to join it. You're fine. Don't feel guilty because that's not who you are. That's not that's just not who you are. I'm not cut out for that. I know I'm not cut out for that. That's not what I want. But I forget when my grandmother told me that, I was like, wow. I didn't realize that I'm going to be the first male in 100 years to not join the military. And it does mess with your mind a little bit. And I think that's why I'm hard on myself is because I'm not doing that route. I'm following the business route on I gotta do all this stuff. I'm an only child. I can't mess up. I have a future ahead of me. I gotta continue the family tree, all this stuff. And it's just so much overbearing with me. And I think that's why I beat myself up so much when I don't do something right in life, or I don't think I'm that big person, or I can't get muscles or something, just all the little things. That's why I think I beat myself up because I know I could do it, but that's just not who I am. But that's how I was raised. And it's just that internal conflict, if that makes sense.
And that's when you flip the narrative. You flip it and go, well, what am I the first of? Instead of what you're breaking, you flip it and you go, what am I the first to do? You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's okay, Colin. Ease up. Be easy on yourself, homie. It's all good.
Yeah.
Be
Easy, guy.
easy. Be easy. You good?
Well, guys, I have a 8 a.m. class tomorrow,
Ooh, go to bed.
so I'm gonna call it a night. But I just want to say thank you. Y'all are amazing. Love you all. M3, Kris, Queen. Y'all are nothing but great people in my life, and I'm so happy I came in here today. Queen, you're still my number one.
I know.
Forever, always will
Nobody
be.
taking my place. I know.
Thank you, Colin.
I just want to say good night, guys, and
Good
love
night.
y'all.
Good
Have
night,
a
y'all.
night.
Good night. Maybe one day I'll be someone's number one besides my
Nope.
wife.
You are. You're your wife's, your dad's, your everybody number one.
Oh well, thank you. You're
And
an
you're our number one because you're M3 TV News. Without you, there would be no us.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I still got to supply a paycheck for you guys though when we get
Right.
monetized.
Where's my money at, fool? Where my money at?
Straight. Man, I'm waiting for Atlanta Thrasher, man, to like send me some donations, man. Donations. Atlanta Thrasher. You'll get your check as soon as he give him some money. Well,
right.
you know, I know this is late. It's already 9:04, and it's gonna be funny when I see this part 2 out. So whatever, YouTube. But anyways, let me go ahead and shut you guys out. I sent one last night. Hold on. You chatted with me. Oh, wait a minute. That was you that sent it. Was it on PayPal? Because if it was, now I could kind of personally salute you for that. Let me see. Oh, shoot. Okay, plot twist. All right.
Right. I feel like he's a superhero and he just revealed himself to us. Right. Special. I can't lie.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
He did the big reveal.
So hold on. Let me go zoom myself, right? So, salute. Hold on. He said I got the receipt to prove it, right? Okay, slow down. Okay, look at you throwing me on the bus. Look. Salute to the Atlanta Thrasher, man. Like, thank you for that wonderful donation, man. I definitely appreciate that. So a little bit goes a long ways, so and everybody feel free, to donate as well too. Just like the Atlanta Thrasher. So, many thanks to you, man. Salute. I was like, man, who is this random guy, man? Like, I need to track him down, man, so I could just say thank you, man, and just shake his hand. I'll just do that, virtually. He lost my seat in one of those many rules of his. Oh man, y'all so funny, right? Anyway, so let me go ahead and get to Kris, the blooming Ebony. Hi, Kris.
Hey, I have to get used to looking into the camera. It's up here. My name is Kris. I have a channel called The Blooming Ebony. I haven't posted yet, and it's because I am doing some investing into my channel. And so please stay tuned. I'll have a few videos out for you later this week. I'm going to be doing a new series soon. I'm really, really excited about it. So if you are not subscribed, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a video by me. I think you guys might enjoy the ones I have coming up. If not, you can let me know if you do not enjoy the ones coming up if you subscribe. And also follow me on Instagram where I'll be doing lives on there as well. And then you also get notifications of me posting, because I do post randomly sometimes or go live randomly. So follow me on Instagram. Let me know that you follow Knowledge Relationships and I'll follow you back. There are some weird people sometimes on Instagram, so I don't always follow people back if I don't know them. But yeah, I would love it. I would love if we can connect. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to Knowledge Relationships, and I will see you guys here again soon. Happy blooming.
Yes. Thank you, Kris. And then Queen from Queens. Queen Forever 2K21.
What's up? You can follow me on Instagram, Queen Forever 2K21. You can see me on the platforms of knowledge and relationships. And I pop in, I do my little drive-bys to other platforms. So you may see me there too. And you guys have a good night.
And what she mean by drive-by? She's talking about she just literally just driving by, just say hi and give you a wave and all that.
I drive by virtually and I pop in and I say my little 2 cents and I pop out.
Queen for pet. All right, everyone. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in myself, right? So thank you everyone for tuning in to Knowledge and Relationships. Hold on, what did he say? Not to riddle us with bullets. Yes, definitely not. But thank you for tuning in. Again, sorry for the technical issues, but we here, baby. We here. We don't let YouTube keep us down, man. So if anything, before you guys and girls get come into the channel, make sure you tell YouTube to get their minds right, and fight back, fight the power, everyone. But I want to shout outs to Marion. Shout outs to Atlanta Thrasher. Shout outs to, Larry. Wait, how do you pronounce it anyways? Auntie? Anyways, shout outs to Atlanta Thrasher again. And shout outs to Larry Howard. Shout outs to Queen Forever 2K1. Wait, that's a Forever 2K1. No, 2K21. Dang, yeah, whatever. 2K21 until next year. Okay. Shout outs to the Bloomin' Ebony. Shout outs to Sheree B. Chicago. Shout outs to WT Funk. Man, he had a whole lot to say about Tammy, but hey, it's all good as long as we all keep it respectful, right? Shout outs to First Lady Tammy. Shout outs to Tyrone that was calling First Lady Tammy, whoever the guy is or whatever. Shout outs to, DJ Eddie King, our music coordinator. Shout outs to my network manager, Mr. Best in the World, And man, shout outs to many, many more, man. I know other people came in the chat too. And man, anyways. So with that being said, thank you everyone for all you've done, for the donations, your time and energy. Appreciate you guys a lot. Love you guys. And this is where we all part ways and we say we're out, right? So remember, don't forget to follow the Bloomin' Ebony's channel, the Bloomin' Ebony on YouTube. Because if you're not blooming, then you're definitely dying and getting sucked up by the weeds. So I'm just saying, y'all, okay? Shout outs to Empty's room designer. And K-Man says, virtual hug, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, subscribing, donations. Good night, good vibes. That's right. And with that being said, we are. Oh, wait, hold on. I have to do. Let me remove that real quick. Okay. With that being said, right, we are out. Good night, everyone. Peace and to be continued. Stay tuned for more content. Bye. DJ.